tremendously proud of our team. We looked like a team playing our first game in the first half. We found a way to win the second half. And I thought you saw critical stops on defense there at the end, big plays on offense, and then the special teams to steal a possession. I think said everything about our culture and our fight. We got a long way to go. And our challenge this week is to be the most improved team in the country going from week 1 to week 2. And I can't wait to attack that thing with this group. I love our team. And tonight they just kind of confirmed who we were.
Jeff, I thought the defense got, progressively better as the game went on. What did you see out of those guys? To kind of start out a little bit sluggish, only allow one score in the second half.
Yeah, Cal was really, really impressed. And, I think we could have put them in better position offensively if we take advantage of the onside kick and then put points on the board. But those guys, they don't care. Just spot the ball. I thought Pennington played his tail off. What a heck of a player. We recruited him when I was at Duke, and for good reason. He got a lot bigger and made a lot of plays today, and he's tremendously tough. We hit him a number of times. He kept coming back for more. I tip my cap to the Pennington family. Have a ton of respect for Chad as well, obviously, in East Tennessean as well. But our defense kept fighting. This is a challenge to prepare for, are you preparing for Northern State, UTPB in an opening game? And they gave us every look imaginable. But I thought we adjusted well and made the plays when it came down to it.
And on Sunday, you said that you said you guys' defense isn't very elementary. How have all these new guys that you have on defense gone about, separating themselves in the offseason where you know that you're confident you can put 11 guys out there that can produce on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think it's a credit to the players, the selection process for us as well, taking the right kids that are intelligent and that are about the right things. And Austin P, you got to be committed to football. We work too hard, and we took the right guys on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game. And I think our coaching staff does a great job as relationship builders and teachers because our volume of defense is more than anywhere I've been around. I've been some good places, but it did not, in a lot of ways, from an alignment standpoint and execution, from an alignment standpoint and knowing what to do, did not feel like a first game. I think our execution looked that way on both sides of the ball, which I think is probably a little bit to be expected, as much as coaches hate to say that. But we'll make major strides this week.
Denver Harper, 3 catches for 108 tonight, only his second career game in the program or getting on the field. How did he separate himself to crack into the rotation, and what did you see out of him tonight?
Yeah, he is an unbelievable young man, first and foremost. He's like got the highest GPA on the team. He does everything right. From Russell County, Alabama. Very proud that we signed him out of high school and we're developing him. But he can score from anywhere, and we can line him up in multiple positions. He could, we've toyed with him at running back. He is just an electric, dynamic playmaker and has a knack to get open. And I was just really, excited for him to get this opportunity tonight and to capitalize because he's earned it. And one of our hardest workers on the team, and couldn't happen to a better young man.
Coach, overall, what did you think about your run game tonight? Cortland Simmons, I believe, had career high rushing yards tonight. What have you seen? I know it's week 0 from this game compared to last season. How have you seen your running backs grow?
Yeah, I think Cortland's one of the biggest examples. Kind of going into last year was maybe a role player at best during the 24 season in some select packages, and now you're seeing him become a complete back. And Isaiah Groves ran for some tough yards tonight as well. One of those duos, we didn't block a soul, and he's able to bounce it on the right side for a critical first down late in the second half. And then Caden Williams also does some really, really good things, not only as a running back, but as a receiver. So, yeah, I think the room is really growing. I don't think we had the explosives that we probably wanted tonight, but it was a steady dose, and we're going to stay committed to the run because I think one of the groups that has improved the most for us is our offensive line. And I didn't think we played our best game up front, but there was a lot of things they were giving us too defensively, and we found a way there. That fourth quarter drive, I thought, was everything that we wanted until I messed up and didn't call a timeout on fourth down when we were a little bit confused on what the assignment was. I should have called the timeout, but I think at that point we were 3 for 3 on fourth downs that were critical plays in the game that kind of broke it open a little bit. I should have taken a timeout. That's the head coach's fault, not the offense's.
Also, kind of piggybacking off what Calvin said a little bit, how did you think about your newcomers, especially on defense? I mean, you had um, Cannon Williams, Eli Jones, both all over the field tonight. Just kind of what did you think about how they showed that they can fit into the defensive system right away?
Yeah, man, and they played almost every snap. I think Eli Jones played every series but two. Cannon's always on the field. To play that well in their first game in this defense, I think says a lot. Those guys, and Cannon especially, because Cannon got here in June. Eli's been here in January, and Eli's been through so much. Eli lost his mother um, in July. And what a remarkable young man. I wish I had his strength. He's an inspiration to me every single day, and how he fights and works, and he is the quintessential what I want all of our players to be like. And I think Denver Harper's the same way. We got a bunch of them, and that's why it's such a fun group to coach. And anybody who will listen, I'll tell them this is the funnest group I've ever been around. And but I think Kane and Eli are two great examples of that. It says a lot that they played this well in the opening game against a tough look where it's hard to prepare for a new head coach, new team, completely new roster, all those things.
Jeff, how deep do you think that wide receiver room, or what do you think it says about that wide receiver room that, so many guys can catch a pass tonight? You can have the attack you did through the air, and Jaden Robinson doesn't catch a ball.
Yeah, wow. We need to make sure Jaden gets balls, and that's on me. We did target him, but I think when we know what we're going to get from Jaden Robinson. He's going to be a heck of a player, all conference type guy. When those other guys like Denver, Marvin, and Jackson Head had two big catches on one drive, step up, and then Nate on the screen was big in the 4-minute offense in the fourth quarter. I think it says a lot about the depth of the receiver room. I think we're a much deeper group this year. I think we're a better perimeter blocking group this year. I really like that room. Jonathan Lloyd has done a tremendous job with the receiver room.
Jake Stonebreaker didn't get to go tonight. David Portu missed the second half. Do you have any updates on those guys?
No updates.
Any other questions for Coach?
Can I ask one? Like express this.
Yeah, Mike, we can't hear you.
Yeah. Can you talk about winning the game and how important that is to have that momentum going to Vanderbilt next week?
I'm sorry, Mike, what was the question? You were breaking up at the beginning.
Yeah, to win a game convincingly like you did, to run away in the second, third quarters, and to have some momentum going into the Vanderbilt game.
Yeah, I think that's critical. I think our guys earned a lot of confidence this offseason with how hard they worked, but it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here, Mike? But it kind of confirms what they know, that when our process is good, we play pretty well. Still had too many issues that we need to fix. But I think it gives us positive momentum. It's grown confidence, and our guys understand that this is a long journey, and this is just one step. I thought we took some critical steps in the second half, but we got to continue to grow, and that happens on the practice field. We don't play well; we can't show up and play well. I think our team has learned that. We really matured last season in that regard. But I'm really, really excited to see our team at Vanderbilt. But we got a lot of work to do before we get there, and I'm excited.
Coach, I got one more. Oh, sorry.
I have one more, and you may have already addressed it because I got in late listening. Have you talked about the way Chris came together after about a quarter where he was a little bit off, but then played so strong for the rest of the last three quarters?
Yeah, I think he's a veteran quarterback, and he shows that. Like, you can tell the guy is now starting his second season in the offense. Some of those plays, the first few options aren't there, and he finds a way to create and find option four. Did a lot of really, really good things tonight. And his leadership, I don't think that shows up in the box score for what he's done to develop a guy like Denver Harper, the way that he's able to help, really across the ball in the kicking game. Unbelievable player leader. So very, very excited about where he's headed. I think he played unbelievable last season, and I think he's just still scratching the surface, and there's no one more deserving of the success. I mean, that guy is the first one in here, last one out, and he is all about this program, this university, and Clarksville, Tennessee. So I'm excited. I know he's fired up. All he cares about is winning. So we could have scored 2 points and won the game. He'd be happy, which is why I love him. But excited for him to continue to grow.
Coach, last thing. This is now the seventh straight home win for the Govs. So this is the longest home winning streak since 1964, 1965. Don't know if you knew that. Kind of what is so special about playing here? What you think about the crowd tonight?
It was unbelievable. I tell our guys all the time, it's all about the process, be locked in, da, da, da. Like, I was excited to see the crowd tonight because everywhere you go in Clarksville all offseason, everybody's been talking about this Thursday night game, and they came out tonight. And our guys, it fuels our guys who play tremendous. When we got that onside kick, Kendall Howard went nuts on the sideline. I mean, it was awesome. And, we got to reel in some of the discipline things on the field. We had an unsportsmanlike there on a touchdown, which we will address. But the crowd is everything, and this community continues to support us in every single way. I've been great places. I've never been a place like this where the community is all in to our student athletes, both on and off the field. And I love Clarksville, Tennessee. They've taken Natalie, Jack, Eli, and Cal, taking us in immediately as family. And we love this place.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you for
Thanks,
hopping
Coach.
on. Congrats on the win, and we'll talk to you next week in
Alex, you're a
Nashville.
stud. Let's go, Pete.